Welcome, this is the debate table. We will be debating educational debate topics. Thank you.
A college degree is essential for getting a good job.
No.
No.
Because, for one, there's actually a lot of college graduates who
They can't find jobs.
they either don't have jobs or they have fast food jobs because they can't find a job available in their field.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, you go to school for like 4 years, sometimes 6 years or whatever, and then when you get out there into the real world, then there's not either enough jobs that are in your field,
Right.
or, I mean, you have to start at the very bottom,
Right.
and then you're working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the sense in going to college for all those years
Exactly.
if you don't,
I mean, there's this girl that I know. She went to college for about 4 to 6 years to get what is it, like one of those psychological degrees or whatever. And before she even become a therapist or whatever, she needed 10 years experience.
well, how are you going to get the experience if you just got out of college?
Exactly. How are you supposed to get the job without the experience? But you need the job to get the experience.
Well, and I mean, a lot of these kids that get done with college, they end up getting the fast food jobs because they've got, as soon as you get out of college, I mean, it's like, 6 months, and then you have to start paying back your loans.
Exactly.
College loans.
Which I think college loans are stupid anyways.
Well, yeah, but, they have to pay those back.
Yeah.
And
You shouldn't have to pay for an education.
I agree.
When you can't even use the education you got to make money.
Contact sports should be required in school? Yes or no?
I don't
No,
think
not
so.
really. No.
I mean, some kids just are not, they just don't get into sports.
Exactly. I mean, it's like saying, oh, well, we're going to spend a lot of money on football, but we don't have any money in the funding for art and music. You have some kids that are more into art and music than you have football. I mean, music and art aren't mandatory in school.
True. And then you
So
got
why would
kids
sports
that are,
like football?
You got kids that are physically handicapped,
Exactly. And they literally cannot play the game.
So, yeah, no, I don't think it should
No.
be mandatory.
Education should focus on math and science rather than music and art?
No.
No, because even art and music it's expressive. You need that
Yes.
in order to, in my opinion, be a well-rounded person.
Yeah, and there are just some people who are not good at math and science. I mean, there's a thing actually called math anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I think everybody got it.
Let me tell you. So no, math and science should not.
I mean, they're important. Yeah, you have
yes,
to know
they're
those
very
things.
important because like you need math for like cooking and stuff.
Right. I mean, I think the math and the science, reading, all that kind of stuff, it is more important than, say, music or sports
Yes.
or something like that. But you still need those extracurricular activities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because all those kids who are not good at math and science and more good at art and music, like what are they gonna do now?
Yeah.
So
Fast food should be banned in schools?
yes.
Yeah.
Because for one, that's why they have obesity in America in the first place.
Well, it's because it's unhealthy.
Yes. But the more available it is to people, the more they're going to eat it. Because you have a salad over here that costs $6, but you have, a greasy hamburger over here that's $1.50. You're tight on cash. What are you going to go for?
Well, you're also talking about teenagers. Teenagers are not going to just offhandedly
Oh, no.
make the best, healthy food choices for themselves.
That's right.
Now, I'm not saying that kids shouldn't have fast food,
But
'Cause, I mean,
but it shouldn't be
it
an
should not,
everyday thing.
right. It should not be offered at school. You go to
No.
school to learn, and granted, they should offer classes where it teaches you more about nutrition
Yes.
and how to incorporate that into your life.
Yeah, but I also think that school lunches should be better.
Well, yeah,
They
you
got-
should have
they
you
got
should have
some-
more options.
Yeah, they
for
got
healthier food.
They got some crappy school lunches here in America.
Well, yeah, but they do have some schools where you have a larger option of fruits, vegetables. You can make more healthier choices, but kids are just not. They don't know enough.
It's harder
about
for
nutrition.
them to make the right choices when they don't have the right choices to choose from. I mean, when
That's
you're
true.
going to school that has two choices of either fried chicken or pizza, you don't have a choice. You don't have a healthier option.
Well, yeah, I get that.
You got one grease over another grease.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it should be.
yeah,
should
fast
have-
food shouldn't be available to school kids.
Homeschooling is better than traditional schooling?
In my opinion, I would say yes.
Yeah, it depends, really. I mean, if you homeschool your kids, you know what they're learning. It's easier to help your children learn what they need to learn. But it is also harder for them to be social.
No.
If you're not
No.
one of those groups where a bunch of homeschooled
That's a
kids
choice,
get together.
though. That's a choice,
Yes,
though.
okay, that's the parents' choice.
Yes. We're not talking about is it better socially.
I'm not saying that. But
But you also got to think. Hold on. You also got to think. You're talking about socially here. So, if your kids are homeschooled, then you have more of a control on what they're exposed to.
yes.
Okay. Remember when you and your brother were going to school, and y'all come home with those completely inappropriate songs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, when you were homeschooled during certain times, you weren't exposed to all that.
Okay.
Now,
But the thing is, though-
I'm not saying you shouldn't have been exposed to that. I'm just saying there are parents out there that don't want their kids exposed to certain things.
Okay, but the thing is, though, have you ever been homeschooled?
have I ever been homeschooled?
Yeah.
No.
I have been both homeschooled
Yes, I know you have.
and sent to public school. So,
Yes, I know.
in my opinion, what was better for me was public school.
Okay, there's a difference there because you are an extrovert.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay, because it's easy for you to to
Then,
go to
so
school
what we should do
and
is just
socialize.
make the extroverted kids go to public school and homeschool the introverts. They don't want to talk to
can't.
anybody anyways.
You can't do it like that. I mean, that's just not how it goes. It should be, which I mean, it would be hard to do, but it should be based on each child, how they learn, because I mean, like I said, you don't want your kids exposed to a certain issue. Okay, so if they're not in public school, you don't have to worry about that. And plus, you can socialize your kids in homeschool. It happens. They've got meetups at parks. They've got field trips with
Okay,
other
well,
homeschool parents.
okay.
Hold on, let me finish. And then, I will hit you. And then, when you were homeschooled, you were at least a grade and a half higher in knowledge than what you were had you been in public school. And why? Because you're in a more comfortable environment. You didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn, shower, change into clothes and all that stuff, ride a bus all the way to school, sit in the classroom for hours. You could get up, stay in your pajamas, lounge on the couch, and still learn, but you were comfortable. You didn't
Okay,
have to
yeah,
go
you-
from one class to the next.
You got a point.
If you had a question, it was, hey, Mom, I got this question, and I could sit there with you for 30 minutes and discuss the question. A teacher at school cannot do that. She's got 20 other kids that she's got to take care
Yes,
of.
okay, I agree with you on that. But there are some parents out there there who know less than their children.
Yes, and that is why there
And
are
if-
books. Teachers,
Okay,
no,
if the parent
no,
doesn't
no.
understand the book, what makes them think the child can understand the book?
Okay, granted, there are going to be certain situations, but you go to school, the teachers have a book there that has all the questions, has all the answers.
Yes, but what if they have to explain the answer? They can explain the answer because that's what they went to college
So teachers
for.
nowadays can't explain the answers.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know, I'm just saying the basic facts of it is homeschooled kids learn at a better rate.
Yeah.
Okay, when you were doing K-12 and stuff, within 4 hours, you were done with your entire day
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah.
You were not behind. You were actually ahead.
True.
You understood the material better.
True. We should just make all kids do K-12.
It would actually make a lot of sense. So kids would, I mean, they could still go to school, to a public school. Because
It would-
K-12, yeah, it is public school.
Yeah. It's a homeschooled public school.
Well, I know, but I mean, you could still send kids to school because, you know, parents have to work.
Yes.
So you could still send kids to school, and they could sit there in their classrooms and they could do all their schoolwork online. And then there's no switching classes.
Right.
There's no, you know, having to stop what you're doing, grabbing all your books, going over to this building or whatever. You're sitting right there. You're learning on the computer, and you don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
And then for the parents who has a stay-at-home parent, granted, you know,
I'm
If you
going
wanna
to just
keep
say
your
it like
hands up,
this. Neither one of them is necessarily better than the other.
no, I mean, I think it's based on, you know, the parents' ability and their want to teach the kids, and the kids' ability to learn,
Yeah.
and, you know, I think it's you know, it's just based on, you know,
The kid.
yeah.
Alright, so there's that one.
Do you need homework in order to learn?
No. Homework is just, it's
added stress.
well, but it's redundant. You go to school, and if each teacher says, okay, well, you know, let's take little Billy here, and okay, well, I'm going to give an hour's worth of homework is not that much. No, that's what the teacher's saying. An hour of homework is
I
not
know
that much.
There are some
So-
kids who take longer an hour to do that homework because they don't understand.
Okay, let's say 30 minutes then. You know, if the teacher says, okay, well, 30 minutes worth of homework is not that big a deal. He can handle that. But that's the math teacher.
You're also going to
And
have
then the history teacher,
everybody else.
and then the history teacher said, oh, well, you know, 30 minutes is not that much.
That's a whole sleep's worth
And
of
then
homework.
social studies, oh, well, that's not that much. But then the kid's got extracurricular activities. Say he plays football.
Yeah.
So he's got football practice.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
And-
going to be about 2 hours.
Right. So, I mean, he goes home from school, you know, he's, you know, got to get all this stuff ready so that way he can go practice football.
Yeah.
Okay, so when football practice is over with, he's got to go home. You know, he can't sit down and relax and enjoy anything because why? He's got about 3 hours worth of homework there. So, you know, he does his homework, and then, you know, mom calls from downstairs and goes, oh, well, you know, it's supper time. So
No,
then he's got to
about
stop
an hour
doing.
for dinner.
He's got to stop doing that. He's got to go downstairs. Well, if he's got chores, then he's got to do his chores.
Yep.
And then by the time he actually gets done with his homework, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. He's not getting adequate enough sleep so that way he can get up and learn, you know, the next morning because you know he's exhausted.
Yeah, and you have about 8 classes throughout the day. Math, science, history, you know, AP classes probably. And if each teacher is giving you about an hour's worth of homework, that's 8 hours worth of homework.
And then you got to think if you got to carry the books home.
Yeah.
That's
That's
8
a lot.
textbooks.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got
a
your
lot.
backpack.
Straight on your back.
So no,
But-
homework is it's redundant. There's no
completely
reason
useless.
for it.
And they learn enough at school, they don't need the homework.
Cell phones should be banned in schools.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, okay, and I have personal experience with this. I was going to school, and we had a lockdown. And you had, police officers and everything coming in with guns, pointed like straight at you. And when you're sitting there and you're having guns pointed at you, you have guns pointed at you, how else was I supposed to tell my mom what was going on? How else was I supposed to tell, the woman I was living with at the time what was going on? Because I'm thousands of miles away from my mother. So,
Kind of the way I like it. I love him.
yeah, So, if kids... Okay, I don't think kids should be on their phones throughout school. But I think they should at least have them in case of emergencies.
That all depends.
Like that.
That all depends. Why can't they have them on during school?
Because teenagers are going to be teenagers. They're going to want to take their phones out, check their Instagram, check their Snapchat.
Okay, I agree they shouldn't have them out and on during class time. But I mean, what about lunch?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, if you want to have it out during lunch, by all means, have it out. Check your Snapchat, check your Instagram, take pictures, take selfies, take those little food pics. But if it's during class, they are there to learn, not there to be on their phones.
True. But in my opinion, the education system is all whacked out anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
and they
true.
ain't learning crap.
That's very true. Point is, we pretty much agree.
Yeah.
Public schools are better than private schools?
I can't answer that one. I've never been to a private school.
I've never been to a private school, but, technically you did. Because a homeschool is considered private school.
Okay, but there's a difference between homeschooling and an actual private school.
Yes, but technically, according to the law, a private school or a homeschool is still considered a private school.
Wow.
It's not public.
It
You're not
wasn't a very
teaching
good
other
private
children.
school.
Girl, I will knock you out.
Well, I like I said, I can't really answer that one. I've never been to a private school, an actual private school.
Religion should be taught in school.
No,
No, religion should not be taught in school. If you want to learn religion,
go to
then
church.
you need to. Well, that needs to be handled at home or at a place of worship. It should not be done at school because, where does it stop? Let's say you go into a school and they're like, oh, okay, well, religion's taught in school, so we're going to teach the Bible. Okay, well, not everybody has that religion, so
Exactly.
And a lot of people are okay with, okay, well, let's just let prayer back in school. Let's let Bible teachings back in school. Okay, but that's still religious discrimination, because what about the kid that comes from the Satanist family?
Right.
Is it going to be okay when
Or the
little
kid that comes from
Susie's
the
over here?
Muslim
No, is it going to
family.
be okay when little Susie's over here reading her little passages and all that stuff from the Bible, but yet Harry over here, is drawing a big old pentagram or something? Is that going to be okay? You have to be careful about what you say is okay, because
Right.
if you're going to let little Susie read out of the Bible, then you need to let little Harry over here, start casting some spells.
Okay, but witchcraft is not satanic.
No, I'm not saying that witchcraft is satanic.
It can be.
It
depends on the person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the whole point is, religion needs to be taught at home or at a place of worship.
Yes.
It has no business in school, because it is not going to further your education in
Right.
any way whatsoever.
Unless you plan on becoming a pastor.
Well, if you plan on becoming a pastor, there is schooling for that when you get out of school.
Yes.
They don't teach rocket science in elementary or in, high school.
Right.
I don't get that. So, but it's the basic fact of, if you want to go be a preacher, there's seminary school after you get out of high school.
Right.
They don't teach you to be a rocket scientist in high school.
Right.
If you want to be a rocket scientist, you go to a college, So,
Right.
no, religion should not be taught in school, period.
No. All right, this has been the debate table. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like the video.